What's going on, is Fist? Bring another great edition of Call of Duty for me to you, because that's what I do. On your favorite map, Arkin. I'm just gonna call it Arkin. I think Germans, was machen Sie Aachen? So Aachen. We're playing on the map Aachen. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But I'm using the M1A1 with the ACOG scope. So the worst gun on the worst map, supposedly, compared to what everybody else is saying. In my opinion, I did watch the video on PlayStation Reveal where Greg Deerdorf, or whatever his name is, the project lead multiplayer designer, he did say this weapon was going to be a 3-shot kill. I mean, there's multiple people that posted videos about this weapon. I don't like the M1 Grand because there's a couple reasons. And I know we're talking about the M1A1. But one, I think these are in the same classification as a rifleman. And everybody's saying, well, most of World War II was fought with one-shot rifles. There's a lot of problems with not only these weapons in general for gaming, but it's just a mess, not in the inside of the game, but outside of the game too as well. So, for one, the M1 Grand, and I'm just talking about classification of rifles, and the things I don't like about it, where you're changing the M1 Grand and things like pa-ching, pa-ching, and you can hear it all the way across the map. So you literally know where they're at, and that's kind of really annoying. They need to turn that down. The M1A1 is not a bad weapon, as far as battling people at long range. Like, this weapon is really good. It's only good at long range from side to side using the assault class against, let's say, snipers that got to take a long... I mean, it's good against snipers at long distance, because snipers, they want you to stay in one spot at long distance so they can snipe you, whereas people are quick scoping you and all that other stuff up close, it's a lot easier for them. But at long distance, in a fight over a second and a half, I guess it would be, and only using the assault class, moving from side to side, I think you have an advantage. And that's the only place that I can find an advantage for this weapon. And I know, look, a lot of people say this weapon's a bad weapon. Everybody says this is a bad map. I can agree with them on weapon tuning, because I actually used the divisions with the class to even try to make... I went through everything to try to make this setup work. And it's really very difficult on a difficult map. So you can see this is like +10 to difficulty using on the Aachen map, and using the A1 with the ACOG. I mean, this is the most difficult as you can get to find out what you really have. And see right there, taking on the sniper, that's pretty good. I mean, it's really... Here's the dilemma that you run into. One, if you make the M1A1 a 2-shot kill weapon, it's going to be too powerful. And so if it's a 3-shot, it takes too long to kill somebody, and you can't kill anybody up close with the weapon. So it's a really tough weapon to give power to. And the sad part is, it's World War II, and that's mostly what all these fights were with these weapons. So I guess they're going to just have to bite the bullet on this one. And they're going to probably just have to make this a 2-shot kill, or, a 2-shot kill chest and above. Something. They got to make it a 2-shot kill. You only get 15 bullets in the clip. And if you go extended mags, 22 or whatever, it might become way too powerful of a weapon of a 2-shot kill. People are probably going to say nerf it. I mean, I don't know, maybe 2.5. I don't know how you even do that. So that's the one part inside the game. Now we go outside of the game. If you go outside of the game and they make this a 2-shot kill weapon, and the M1 Grand a 2-shot kill weapon, or 1-shot kill weapon, or whatever it is, any weapon or any gun that shoots one bullet at a time can be subject to scripting. And if you don't know what scripting is, there's stuff that is outside of the game, outside of the programming of the game, that can connect to your controller, that can control the speed of the weapon, and you don't have to pull the trigger. So weapons like this you can adjust the speed on. There's scripting that can control, you know, pulling in just the left trigger, and the sniper ADSs and shoots at the same time. So if somebody has like a quick shot dot on their screen, and you pair that with, you know, like this scripting that's going on in these old school World War II games where there's one-shot weapons and everybody's like a historian saying, well, that's what's always in the war. And then so you run into this huge dilemma. What do you do? What do you do? I mean, this is what was used in World War II, but you can't make these weapons super powerful because they're 2 shots. And if you put assault on it, you mean it's 2 shots move, 2 shots move, 2 shots move. There's no way that you'll be able to beat them if you make this weapon a 2-shot or 1.5 shot kill, or, you know, there's got to be some pluses and minuses there. You're gonna have to have hell of recoil. You're gonna, it's something. But overall, like, I have to agree with the majority of the community. The M1A1 overall, and just World War II in general, for one-shot weapons and scripting and everything piled on top of that, there's just too many variables for this weapon to have a balance at the end of the day. So this thing is either not going to be any good, and I don't see how they can make this weapon any more powerful, because it'll be overpowered. So you're just gonna, it's just basically gonna come down to being a sniper game with maybe a couple assault rifles. I don't see how they can make a one-shot rifle good, because there's just too many variables. You can't make it a 2-shot unless you bring in the Kar 98. If you bring in the Kar 98 and it's a one-shot bolt-action rifle, then yes, then you have to make these rifles, the M1 Grand and the M1A1, a 2-shot kill. They're just gonna have to be the same. And that's probably, you're probably gonna come back. You're probably not gonna come back, but you're probably gonna remember this video and say, Fist talked about this pre-beta, which means that 3 months down the road, when loot drops are down and you get the Kar 98 one-shot kill, you know, Kar 98, then it's going to be a Kar 98 sniper discussion. It's just going to turn into a mess. It's really hard to do these World War II games and make them fun on console, you know, when you got snipers like this, especially. Look at this guy. I mean, he doesn't even ADS. He just off the hip, red dot, boom, dead. So anyways, I hope you see that, you know, hey, it's not all roses and sunshine. There's going to be some problems. But overall, like I said, I still like Arkin. I think it's one of my, I like the map. I don't see a problem with it. I got used to playing it. And overall, I just can't wait till November 3rd. Until next time, it's your boy Fist. Peace, I'm out.